Chief Superintendent. Chief Superintendent is a senior rank in police forces, especially in those organized on the British model. Rank insignia of Chief Superintendent. Chief Superintendent by country. Australia. In Australia, a Chief Superintendent is senior to the rank of Superintendent in all the Australian police forces excepting the Western Australia Police. It is junior to the rank of Commander Victoria Police, South Australia Police, and the rank of Assistant Commissioner New South Wales Police, Queensland Police. Officers wear the insignia of a crown over two Bath stars, or in the case of the New South Wales Police, a crown over two stars, the same as a colonel in the Army. Canada. In the Royal Canadian Mounted Police and the Ontario Provincial Police, a chief superintendent wears two Bath stars or pips below a crown, equivalent to a colonel. In the RCMP, the rank falls between superintendent and assistant commissioner. The OPP rank is between superintendent and deputy commissioner or provincial commander. Hong Kong. In the Hong Kong Police Force, a chief superintendent of police CSP ranks between a senior superintendent SSP and an assistant commissioner of police ACP. A CSP is usually a district commander DC or a branch or bureau commander, e.g. Narcotics Bureau. The commandant of the police tactical unit is also a CSP. Ireland. In the Garda Síochána, the Republic of Ireland's national police force, the rank of chief superintendent is between superintendent and assistant commissioner. Chief superintendents usually command divisions, while detective chief superintendents head the various investigative branches. The rank marking is two red and gold pips over a red and gold bar. Papua New Guinea. In the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary, a chief superintendent is normally a metropolitan superintendent or the director of a police division. The rank is between superintendent and assistant commissioner. Philippines. In the Philippines, chief superintendent is a rank in the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology and the Bureau of Fire Protection. It is above senior superintendent and below bureau director and is regarded as the equivalent of brigadier general in the Philippine Army. Portugal. Chief Superintendent Portuguese. Superintendent-Chief is the highest officer rank in the Public Security Police PSP of Portugal. It is senior to the police rank of superintendent, being roughly equivalent to a general officer in the armed forces. Chiefs superintendents can exercise the roles of national director, deputy national directors, inspector general of the PSP, and commanding officers of major police commands. The basic rank insignia of a chief superintendent consists of dark blue epaulets bordered with silver leaves of oak and with two PSP stars, 6 points, silver stars with the SP monogram in the center in the middle. If exercising the role of national director or deputy national director/inspector general, the chief superintendents use instead, respectively, 4 and 3 PSP stars. United Kingdom. In the British Police, a chief superintendent (CH-Supt), or colloquially chief super, is senior to a superintendent and junior to an assistant, chief constable or a commander in the Metropolitan Police or City of London Police. The rank of chief superintendent was first introduced into the Metropolitan Police in 1949 when superintendents were regraded to the new rank, and has since been adopted in all British police forces. However, the rank had been used previously to this in some forces in certain circumstances. For example, in 1920 the deputy head of Shropshire Constabulary bore the official title of Chief Superintendent and Deputy Chief Constable, and in 1927 Lancashire Constabulary had two chief superintendents who were junior to the assistant chief constable. Between 1949 and 1968, chief superintendent was junior to deputy commander in the Metropolitan Police, and between 1953 and 1974 it was immediately senior to superintendent grade I. Traditionally, chief superintendents have commanded divisions, but since widespread reorganization in the 1990s, many forces have abandoned divisions for different forms of organization, and the areas commanded by chief superintendents vary widely from force to force. In most forces, however, they still command the largest territorial subdivisions, often known generally as Basic Command Units (BCU). The rank of chief superintendent was abolished on 1 April 1995 following recommendations made in the Sheehy Report, later confirmed by the Police Act 1996, although officers already holding the rank could continue to hold it. The Home Office officially reintroduced the rank of chief superintendent on 1 January 2002, under the terms of the Criminal Justice and Police Act 2001. The senior detective and commander of the Criminal Investigation Department in most forces is a detective chief superintendent DCS or DET-CH supt, although the rank badge worn on the epaulets is a Bath star picked below a crown, the same rank badge worn by a lieutenant colonel in the British Army. Metropolitan Police chief superintendents wore a crown over 2 stars until the abolition of the rank of superintendent grade I in 1974, after which they changed to the latter's rank badge, which was already worn by chief superintendents elsewhere in the country. A chief superintendent's annual salary starts at £81,156 and rises to £85,614, with an additional London weighting of £23.73 as of April 2019. References